Bitcoin is not a cult. The dollar is a cult, and you're in it. I find it funny that people look at Bitcoin and think it's a cult or a speculative bubble when they fail to see the plank in their own eye. If Bitcoin is a cult, it's the first cult that requires you to think for yourself. Don't trust, verify, as many people interested in Bitcoin say. The whole point of Bitcoin is to not blindly follow any leader or centralized group of people. The difference here is very profound. With the dollar or other inferior forms of money, you place faith in a few people to manage the monetary policy wisely. And as history shows, central banks always end up breaching that trust. With Bitcoin, you take control. You verify every transaction and you set the rules within network consensus. No central party can change the rules and debase the money. That's the critical feature of Bitcoin. Only you can change the rules. The US dollar, on the other hand, is a system of secrecy and trust, and Bitcoin requires no trust and empowers the individual. There is no US dollar full node. There's only a Bitcoin full node, and you can run it and you can set the rules of the Bitcoin network. So, no, Bitcoin is not a cult, but maybe you're in a cult? Do you refuse to acknowledge that the US dollar or your other preferred political currency could ever be dethroned? Do the leaders of the US dollar system tend to manipulate the money for their own advantage? Do dollar holders get stolen from involuntarily via monetary debasement? Do insiders laugh at those that consider something like Bitcoin as a potential alternative, despite Bitcoin having a 141% compound annual growth rate over the last 13 years? The more you think about it, the dollar and other forms of fiat money are very cultish. There involves an extreme amount of trust and little thinking for yourself. Bitcoin, on the other hand, requires no trust and lots of personal responsibility. Since economic systems converge on one money, it's reasonable to expect there to be groups mentally tied to different forms of money. However, if you take a step back and think about what objectively makes something a good form of money, you'll quickly see it is Bitcoin because of its superior monetary properties: immutable scarcity, censorship resistance, portable, durable, divisible, and fungible. The dollar is not so scarce and not so censorship resistant. So before you call Bitcoin a cult, make sure you're not in one yourself.